Hello, I'm Royce, the Monsmaster, as I call myself now, since I've started playing Digimon and Pokemon. And I actually just took 91st in the North American National Tournament out of 1,001 players with Mastemon, my favorite deck here. So I was gonna do a profile. Everybody's been kind of asking about it. I do know that we had two players that did slightly better than I did. One was 75, I think, and one was 79. All right, so we'll start off with babies. I'm actually just playing 4 Demi-Miras. When I was playing testing and I was using the Narrows, I I would need to cycle, and I just couldn't get the cycle in, so I found that the 4 has actually been more consistent for me. Okay. Start off with our rookies. We got 3 Psychmons. So the 3 Psychmons are here as a floodgate, of course. You don't match well into Crosshearts, and this absolutely is pinnacle for preventing them from Death Xing you, and it also helps against your blue flare matchup. Your next one is your 2 Gazis for floodgates. This helps in Black War Gray against memory boost. This helps against your Bloomlord, really against your Bloomlord, so I love my floodgates. And the last set of rookies is going to be the 3 Nightmons. So I'm only playing 8 rookies. Nightmon here kind of works as its own Pendulum Flame. Go ahead, suspend, delete. You got some cool combos. Delete your own Ophanimons. You even can delete Ordine. I mean, you can delete a lot, and then go ahead and delete a Digimon of the same level or lower. The heart of the deck is going to be your 4 Gatomons. If you're not running 4 Gatomons in Mastemon, I don't know what you're doing. She's easy. She's great. She searches out. Now, with new Mastemon, I actually Digivolve in Raising quite often. I only use Gatomon to find my pieces. If I already have my pieces, I'll play it safe. Unless I have enough memory to play around with where I don't need to waste my Raising, I will go ahead and play it out. But a lot of the times, I'm actually Digivolving in the Raising. Now, for our other level 4s, I play 1 Angemon and 2 Devis. So, Angemon, if you have a purple Digimon or Tamer on the field, you can go ahead and play a Devimon out of trash. And then, if you... So, I'll go into some more combos later on. But pretty much how this ends up is like this. And then you'll have a... I usually actually even kept them in my hand every so often. So I have like a Mirai out. You go ahead and you swing Angemon into security or whatever you want to do. And then Angemon gets deleted. You can go ahead and choose the order. I choose to do Demi-Mira first. I draw one, discard, play. And now you have Rust Swinger. So it also works as a double, if you have a double blocker, if you have the blocker inheritable, you can block with this, it dies, bring out Devi, block with it too. So that's also another way to combo that off, which is super cool. It's actually won me a few games, so it's one of my favorite combos to pull. Now for my Angels, I got 1, 2 starter deck Angel Womans, and 1, 2, 3 of the new Angel Womans. So starter deck Angel Woman, super important. She does have your lovely -2 security attack. And I actually... Sometimes it's hard to know where I want her. If I want her in my hand or if I want her in the trash. Now, a lot of the times I really liked Magna Angie in the trash, and I liked her in my hand for certain matchups, especially like Black War Greymon, where I'm actually planning to duck them out most of the time. With Mastemon, you can actually outlast Black War Greymon, and you can just deck them out, and you can win that way fairly easily, fairly consistently. Now, the new BT11, not Mastemon, but Angel Woman, she lets you look at that security and pick out an Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel, or Mirai. So I use her to grab up angels and kind of see what's in my security. So you can get out your 6,000 Angel Woman out of security, add it to your hand, and recover one. And now they're not hitting into 6,000. Maybe you just put a Chaos Deck in there. So it's very helpful to sort out your security, and I actually edit it. I play 2 of the older Lady Devies. The lovely BT3 ones that are the graceful charities, the draw 2, discard 2. This is good for searching out your deck. Now, the Lady of the Hour, I actually love her, the new Lady Devi for BT11. You discard 1, and then you can pick up an Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel, or Mirai out of your trash. So this really helps with cycling. This is one of the reasons why I can get away with only playing 3 Mastemons, spoiler alert, is because I can pick her back up. I picked up Ordine out of trash. I've picked up Mastemon multiple times, Ophani multiple times. My other Angel Woman's out of trash. So super easy to store some pieces in trash and then use Lady Devi to kind of pick them back up. Alright. Next, I'm going to show you. I play one of the Magna Angies. He's just good. He's kind of just a staple. Helps with the recovery. You have Kari out. He only costs 6. I use him all the time. He's a really good target for Flame Hellscythe, and the recovery recursion is super nice. I like recovering with this deck quite a bit. And Blackwood Greymon, early game I'm trying to recover. Late game I'm trying to prevent you from swinging. And then just destroying your board. Lucemon, Chaos Mode, I play 2 of them. Great card to bring back. You get rid of those tamers. You can pop a level 6. So for Blackwood Greymon, your priority targets is that Yuya. You pop the Yuya. Now they can't give themselves protection, and then you just wait till you can Chaos Dig them. It's pretty simple. Alright, like I said, I played 3 Mastemons. When I was playing 4, I found that it was kind of bricky sometimes. So I actually enjoyed playing 3 and then recurring them with Lady Devi. Sometimes they'd end up in security, and if I'm looking for them, I will check security, because I always know what's in my trash. It's public knowledge. So if I can't find it, I will go ahead and digivolve into to Angel Woman and check my security and find if they're in there. And then with Mastemon, it's really key to keep track of your pieces and know if you got them inside of your trash, inside of your security, or inside of your deck. So you can pretty easily figure out which ones you're actually in. Next, Ophani, 2 of them. She's great. She gives me a lot of combos. So you can have Mastemon as a blocker retal, and then you can have Ophanimon as a blocker, because then when they digivolve your Mastemon, you still have blocker retal on everything, and then they can't really do anything at all. So you'd have something like, well, and you'd have a cat, most likely. Sometimes you digivolve on other level 4s, which is perfectly fine, but you'd probably be something like this. That way, whenever they digivolve you, you go ahead and so a lot of times they'll digivolve Mastemon because they're scared of Mastemon than they are of Ophani, and technically Ophani's going to give you more value. Unless you're going to Flame Hellscythe this literal next turn. Mastemon's only a 13k, swinging for 1 with the stack being a retaliation blocker. Yeah, if you bring stuff back, you can delete stuff, but Ophani gets to bring something back and recur plays, so you can bring back the Godomons out of trash and keep on recurring plays, and that's more scary to me than if somebody had a Mastemon on field. This board state right here is actually fairly common. I'll show you how I get to it. Usually the Devi is actually a Godalmon. So play 1 Ordyne. She may have been my MVP. Man, I Ordyned people so often. If you get to talk to any of my opponents, they'll tell you that I Ordyned them fairly consistently. And I'll go over all my matches here in a bit. But I actually got to Ordyne my last round Jesmon player twice in one game. So that was intense. It's really easy to get Ordyne out there. And once you know where she is, I mean, just easy to get a hold of her, just easy to play her. I play 1 Death X. It is what it is. It makes Bloomlord super easy. It makes a lot of the matchups this easy. Yeah, you play 1 reinforcing memory boost. Once again, I like gaining more security. I like that value. 1 calling from the darkness. You only ever played 1 calling from the darkness even before the ban list, so after the ban list, I still play 1. Deletes your Ophani, brings back more. Allows you to kill your own Ordyne, bring her back, Ordyne again for fresh. Memory boost. Okay, so like the key to playing new Mastemon is really controlling your memory and getting enough memory to get your whole play out in one go. Once you get that whole play going, you can just absolutely rule in control. So now for the regular Mastemon Heart cards, you got your lovely 3 Chaos Eggs. You need 3 Chaos Eggs. There's no arguments. It makes you kind of a security control. Like 4 kind of makes you a little brookie. 3 seems to be that sweet number. They hit it in security. You just tuck them on bottom. The best part about using Chaos Egg is if you tuck them on bottom, you always know where that card is, and that's easy for end of the game kind of swings, end of the game kind of planning. It's something for you to plan towards the future. Play 3 Flame Hellscythes. A lot of people have been dropping them down. I absolutely love them. It allows me to recur a lot. It allows me to get Gatos out of the trash. It allows me to get my Magna Angies. It allows me to double delete things. I mean, there's multiple reasons to be playing it. I like it at 3. I play 2 Karis. I found I didn't really like the TKs as much. Everybody likes to look in their security, but you do that plenty with your Angel Woman, and I just don't understand exactly. Like I go into my security and tap her and gain memory all the time. It's key for a lot of my plays, I think. And then TK, you might be able to unbrick one of your hands, but like it's not going to do anything on the field afterwards. And a lot of the times, if you're playing against Black War Greymon, they have to play that out to get their Hades Force. So it's not as easy for them to get rid of all your Tamers. And then I got my 3 Mireis, and you can bring Mirei back with Lady Devi. So sometimes I just would grab Mirei back and just play her out again. I mean, like, it's a very decent play. So, I mean, people were playing TK to kind of unbrick hands, but I bricked sometimes, but you can play out of most Mastemon bricks. Even if you get a handful of angels. Sometimes you can't, and sometimes that's what it is. But Black War Greymon bricks more, or as much or more than you do. So you're usually fine on that. All right, I'm gonna go pull up our image of the deck. All right, so I'm gonna kind of talk over some of my matches real quick. So the first match I had was Merva Retaliation. The first game I had a loss. I pretty much bricked. I had a rookie, but I didn't have Gato. I didn't have my angels. I usually felt pretty good going into Merva. And then the second game I won, I Mastemon like turn 2 and just like went off and just destroyed him, right? And then game 3, I made some critical errors. I used a memory boost when I shouldn't have, and then ended up tying it. I thought we were out of Mervas, and I missed one in my count, and it was the first round of the day, and I was being nervous, and I didn't have a psych mount on the field, and he went ahead and just played Merva and got out the other blocker retaliations, and I couldn't get rid of them in swing for game. So that was my issue. So I tied it, which actually I think went out real well for me, since I played in what I call the tie table all day, and those matches led me pretty well. Then the next matchup I had was against Blue Flare, which was a 2-0. First game, he played out Blazing Memory Boost, and then got his Christopher out and stuff like that. But I literally had my Gazis and Sykes in hand, and then I had a cat. I had like Gazi, Psych, cat in hand, and I'm like, oh, I think I got everything. So I just went ahead and played out. I digivolved Gazi back in Raising, and then I went into playing a cat, found all my pieces, and I was like, oh shoot. And then I digivolved onto Gato to get I ended up pushing up. I ended up giving him some memory, but I digivolved onto Gato with my Lady Devi, drew into the Lucemon, and I was like, all right. And if you actually look, I'll have to do a closer view, but the Lady Devi, when digivolving effect, is a double May. It's May discard one and May pick up. So you can discard without picking up anything. So first game, I floodgated him, and then every single time I swung into his security, it was a Blazing Memory Boost. I swear to you, it was like 3 or 4 Blazing Memory Boosts, and here I am like, oh, I'll just play another Gazi in case he out the first one. And then I just swung Mastemon like for game. And then once Mastemon chipped enough, I swung all my rookies to finish it out. Game 2, he went wide. I played Psychmon. And then I think he had like 4 or 5 Digimon out, and then Christopher. And then I drew into Death X, and I just Death X'd the whole board. And then I went into Mastemon afterwards off of Psych, and then got another Psychmon out. So like I had a Psychmon, Mastemon, Lucemon to delete everything else, and then Death X, so he couldn't do anything. So I won that one. Round 3 was my first Black War Gray X player. So I actually count Black War Gray X to be either a 45-55 or more like a 50-50, but I'm really good into kind of playing it. I've played a lot of matches with Mastemon, like a lot, and I practiced mostly against Black War Gray X matchups. So game 1, he saw his line, and he just went off, man. It was like turn 2 or 3, and that man already had like a Gaio up with like 3 swings, and like I had all Digimon in my security, and I was like, that's it. Yep, that's game. There's nothing I can do. Game 2, I saw my line, went to Mastemon turn 3, and I just controlled the board. Anytime he played anything, I just deleted it. I'm just chaos, swinging chaos day. If he brought out anything 5 or higher, like, I was like, nope, you can't have anything. Won that fairly fast. Game 3, we both kind of bricked, though I couldn't stop him. He went first, and no, he went second. And he literally just played out a Metal Greymon, hard played it. And I was like, oh, shoot. But I didn't have a Lucemon to drop. I didn't have a Mastemon play to get into. Like, I couldn't do anything to punish it. And then he went into Metal Greymon X and deleted my... I think I just had a Devimon out. No, yeah. I think I played out Devimon. No, I might have played an Angel out. Because I think I played an Angel. An Angel Woman, the -2 sec. Which I shouldn't have. I should have conserved it for later on. Because I was planning to digivolve into... No, I think I did play it. Whatever I played. I was planning to go into an Ophani. But he deleted my board. And then I just couldn't keep anything. And he went to Gaio and just wrecked my stuff. And once again, I only had Digimon in security. So I couldn't do anything. So I lost that one. Yeah, it said... I wrote down that we both bricked. He popped my level 5, so I did play out the Angel one first. Giles swung, 2 checks, unsuspended, trashed. My 4th match, Black War Gray X. Man. Lost game 1. She saw her line right off the bat. Turn 2, turn 3, just went straight through it. Just destroyed. But, game 2 and 3, man, I got her on that, man. So, game 2, she went into Omni X antibody and gave me a bunch of memory. And I was like, oh. And so I went into Masty and then I just Chaos Digged it. And I was like, can't do anything. You know, just Chaos Digged her other Digimon. I got Lucemon, deleted her Tamer, deleted the other Digimon. She still had Omni, swung Masty, hit a Chaos, put a Chaos Dig down, destroyed a whole stack. So she had like no board. And then I had like 3 Digimon out. And I'm just here swinging, so that was pretty good. Game 3, I was able to do my typical Black War Gray strat, is delete Yuya, recover, Chaos Dig. I was able to swing for game since I knew that I Chaos Digged a Gaio early on, and it was the last one, so I used my cool little Angemon, swings into security, brings back my Devi, and I swung Devi for game. So that was a typical one for me. Round 5 was Bloomlord. Gazi Floodgates, and then he kept on Digiabsorbing to get into level 5s and then leaving them suspended, and then I would just go into Devimon and delete them. And then I went into Mastemon and kept my Floodgates up and just absolutely had a grand time. Game 1, he didn't do a single thing against me. Game 2, I ordained him. Fairly easy to ordain with the Mastemon. And went ahead and cleared his whole board. Kept it on my turn. And then I gave him 1 memory. Crossing over into ordain. When I Digivolved into Ufani or to Mastemon, I can't remember which one I Digivolved into. But I kept it I just gave him 1 memory. Ordained. Deleted his whole board. And just left him at that. So he didn't have anything. It was like, oh. And then I also swung the other 2. So he had like no security either. No security, no board, nothing in raising. So game 6, I played against my first Jesmon. Game 1, I won. I got to Death X the board after he quote unquote unbricked. But I controlled the board. He pretty much bricked. And then I just deleted everything with Death X and swung. Game 2 was a different story. He went to Jesmon GX like 3 times, I swear to you. Like, that man just went to Jesmon GX and just... Well, I think it was technically twice, but he like, swept out all of my security in, like, 1 go, and I was like, well, you can't do anything. I Chaos Degged the first one, and then you got the second one, and I just couldn't out it. Game 3, he went to Jesmon GX, but I ordained, got ordained, and ordained his board. Recovered like 5-6, deleted the Jesmon GX. If I ordained a lot of people, it was beautiful. Ordaining is my favorite play. I love it. And so after I ordained him, he just couldn't come back. I just kept the board under my control and just swung ordain for everything. And she was like retaliation blocker, double attack. Like ordain could just do everything, and like it was gross. Game 7 was security control. Now, security control and Mastemon have kind of a bad matchup overall. So, to play security control against security control with Mastemon, which I did practice it, you have to outswing their pace of recovery, and I just did not have the cards. I could not Mastemon fast enough, I could not play out rookies fast enough, I could just not outpace him. Double lost it. Happens all the time with security control. You have to outpace them, so you need like your Sec Attack 2 Angel Woman onto Fani, you need your level 4s and 3s, and you just need to outpace them. You need to get your Mirays up so you can get enough memory. It's very hard to outpace them before they just recover into Oblivion. You gotta get lucky with their security. It's a hard matchup. I didn't want to play it. I lost it. My 2 losses, I feel like I really couldn't have done anything better on it. So, like, I may have been able to, maybe if I played that other Black War Greymon matchup just slightly better, I may have been able to swing it in my favor, but I doubt it. And then the tie, I could have definitely actually turned in my favor. Then the next game was another Black War Greymon. I actually 2-0'd this on the 8th one, for the 8th match. Game plan 1, or game 1, I followed my basic Black War Greymon plan and just recovered -2 security, chaos decked until he decked out. I just decked him out. I pretty much just kept on playing until he decked out. Made sure to carefully watch my deck, and he couldn't do anything. I had like anywhere between 3 to 7 security most of the time, and so he could swing into it, and then he'd even hit chaos eggs, and you just delete Yuya, and I mean, like, he just couldn't do anything about it. Game 2, I got Mastemon, and turn 2 went off or dined him. He had nothing that he could come back to. When he got a stack at all, I just chaos egg it. I had like all the chaos eggs. I had like literally the perfect Mastemon hand, and I was like, ooh, sorry. I even went first both times, if I recall. And like, that game 2, I had the perfect hand, and he just couldn't do a single thing against me. Game 1, he just kind of went too slow. When people are playing against you, the key to winning against Mastemon is sometimes actually just going super fast and not hitting some decent things in security. Rookie rushing, that's why Cross Hearts is your worst matchup. Cross Hearts, I have not won against Cross Hearts. They can rookie rush you, and they can hit, their small bodies can hit into your Flame Health Scythes, and you just can't get as much utility or value out of your cards. Alright, my last game was another Jesmon. This was maybe my favorite game, actually. Game 1, he bricked. He bricked hard, and I just never let him go. I would memory choke him. I just wouldn't let him have anything. Anytime he got anything close to a stack, I would just instantly delete it. He just wouldn't let him keep anything. It was a terrible game for him. Man, I won it hands down. Game 2 was he went straight up his line, and similar to the other Jesmon player, he swung me out in a single turn. Then he Jogressed into Chimeramon with Sistermons and swung for game. I was like, wait, what? I just needed one more turn, man. I had my whole line. I had the Chaos Eggs. I had Ordine. Like, I just needed one turn. Just needed this next turn, and he had it. Like, I was like, man, what a line, man. What a line. So he got it. Game 3 was the most fun game I've ever played. Maybe not for him, but definitely for me. I Ordined him twice. All right. So I'm gonna go back to my regular camera here, and this is one of the combos I'm talking about. You go ahead and you Mastemon, and you actually, so we're gonna get a couple pieces out here. Okay, so I remember I ended up Mastemoning the first time. And then, because he ended up going GX twice. Okay? So I had the first Mastemon. And so, like, if you're planning to Ordine somebody, you want to do as minimal amount of destruction as possible. Okay? You don't want to destroy their whole field if you plan to recover off Ordine. That ruins your whole thing. Okay? So with Mastemon, you play out another Gato. You go ahead and do your Gato thing. And then after you do your Gato thing, you go ahead and you just digivolve into another angel. So since Mirai lets you keep it your turn, so like if you had a raising, right? You can go for this. Let me get my little counter. Okay. So like if you have, you can get this whole board here for pretty much, you go positive, all right? So let's just say I had Ignite back here, okay? So you start at 3, you start at 4 because of Mirai, right? So you push out, right? I might have had Gatomon in the back, but it doesn't matter too much. You play Gato, you go to 1. You play Lady Devi. You discard, hit, and you'll gain 1 from Lady Devi, gain 1 for Ignite. Progress into Mastemon. Grab up your Gato. Put your Gato. Ignite now's new. Go ahead, go back to 3. Now you have a fresh Gato. Oh, no. For 1. Right here. Mem Boost. Take you to 4. Ordine. Takes you down. Hit Kari. Go here. And then you can Jogress into Ordine there, right? And so I think I played something similar to that. And then I actually had another memory boost in hand. So I had this, right? And if you don't have Ofani or whatever, you can hard digivolve into Matt. Actually, I think I did hard digivolve into Mastemon, to be honest with you. And that put him over at 1. I put it 0. I think I didn't tap Kari, so you'd be at 1. Or whatever. Maybe I did. But anyways, then I remember playing and giving him some memory or whatever. I think I did do a Masty, and so I gave him 3 memory, right? With Ordine. So he ended up having a ultimate, I think, in the back, and was able to go all the way back into a GX or champion. And he still was able to go back into a GX, right? So now he has a full board again, and I don't have anything. Like I just have this Ordine. She has retaliation blocker, but like he has like 5 bodies out. Jesmon GX. I mean, like, I was like, man, I can't do a single thing. But he gave me 4 memory, and I went up to 5 with Mirai. And I was like, wait a sec. I'm like, I think that's the perfect amount. I'm like, I think I can do this. Let me think about it for a sec. Okay, yeah. So went ahead, swung Ordine into security. Didn't need her alive anyways, right? And then I went Calling from the Darkness, deleted her. No, okay, I had a Flame Hellscythe in hand. That's what I did. Okay, so I deleted her. Had a Flame Hellscythe in hand. So went to 4. Deleted the whole stack. Did my draw 1, discard 1, right? Picked up Ordine, and I picked up either Mastemon or Fani. I don't remember which one I was missing. I think I picked up Fani. No, maybe it was Masty. I was missing Masty because Ofani was still in hand. I remember because I had like 2 Ofanis in hand. All right, so I pick up Masty and Ordine, and so now I'm at 4. Pop purple, go here to 6. Then I went Flame Hellscythe, brought back a cat. Then I went Lady Devi, discarded something, and then I picked up one of the other angels. Right, so 6 here to 1. Tap Mireille. Played out my Angel Woman, which I might have picked up actually. Gained 1. Which he's like, oh, you can't DPD reduce any of my Digimon. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'm fine with that, man. I don't care. So went to Mastemon. Went ahead and then grabbed out a level 5. So I think I just grabbed out an Angel Woman. Or no, I grabbed out a Magnamon. Magna Angie. Digivolved for 4. Hit this. Went to 3. Did my like double recovery. Jog rest into Ordine the second time. Wiped out his whole entire board again. And then after that I just won. There was nothing he could do at that point. So that's a combo. So I ended up going 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. So, typical combos. I like double swinging with Ofani. So a lot of the times I like the double swinging. Oops, the wrong one. I like the Star Deck Angel under Ofani, so that way I can just double swing. And if she dies, she dies. If she doesn't, then I can just go ahead and bring her back. And so the 2 that you bring back with her are going to be your Gato and your Devimon. So you can kill her with swinging security, which happens sometimes. It actually happens a little bit less than I like it to. You can kill her with Ignite, which is also a popular one. So you swing Ignite, kill her, kill their blocker, kill whatever else you need to kill. So a lot of times they'll let Ofani swing through, and then you swing your Ignite and you just kill their blocker or their big body. It's a level 6, so I mean you kill a level 6. And then you bring out a Gato or Devi and swing for game. Or if you bring out a Gato, you go back up another stack. Which is really, really nasty when you kill your Ofani. Ignite dies to the security check. You bring out Gato. You still have Mireille untapped. And then you go straight into a Mastemon right afterwards. And then you just keep on swinging and recovering. Like, so, I mean, you can go into Ordine super easy. And in that scenario, right? In that scenario, let's say I started at 3. Let's say I started at 4, right? Let's say you started at 4. You brought up when you had, because this is definitely something that's happened before, where I had pretty much the double swinging Angel Woman. I might have had it on top of Gato. Swung her 2 times. Lived. Swung him. Deleted that. Played out Gato. Did my draws. Deleted. Drew. Discarded. Now you're still at 4 memory, right? And then you go 1. And then you hit your Mireille. play out your Lady Devi, Jogress into Mastemon. Now you Jogress into Mastemon, you play in your security, you hit this, you go back to 4. Now you're at 4 with 2 new bodies, and it's pretty easy then if you play out another level 5. Here, you're still on your own turn, so you can swing with Mastemon, Jogress into an Ordine then, and it's still my turn. And I'm now back to Ordine. Like, that was such a popular play for me, that once you have Kari and Mirai, yeah, I just kept it turn and kept Ordining. The other popular one, like I was talking about before, is keeping track of where your big bodies are if you're chaos tagging. We'll get the 2 shiny ones. And just swinging in, getting deleted, getting Devimon out for trash, and swinging for game. That's how I finished up the second Black War Gray match, which super nice. Very fun deck to play. I enjoyed a lot. Some nuances that I like to cover. Even if you don't DNA into Mastemon, sometimes the right play is to go into Mastemon for 5 or 4 if you're using Kari. And you can put any level purple or yellow Digimon. So there's times that I just go ahead and stick Ordine back in there. I might need that one more security just to last the next turn until I can Chaos Day or whatever. And putting a 15k body in there makes them a little more scared to swing. So sometimes people get scared out of swinging if they know they have a 15k body. So you can recover into whichever one you want, and then you still shuffle your security. The only thing is, if you Jogress, you can actually look at it and pick one out and put it on the field, but it has to be 5 or less, which still is a lot. So overall, great plays. Would I change anything? I really liked most things, to be honest with you. The only thing that I think I would possibly want to change for my own playstyle is I would maybe drop one of the Graceful Charity Lady Devis for another BT11 Lady Devi. But other times, I wouldn't do that because the 3 card cycle, because you draw 1 for Digivolving and then you draw 2, discard 2. Sometimes just cycling those cards makes such a difference and helps so much. And most of the time, I would discard other cards before discarding the new BT11 Lady Devi, because like I can always pick them back up. And let me get to where my camera can see this really well. The Devil May. So you may trash 1 card in your hand. If you do so, you may return 1 Mirai or 1 card with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in its traits from your trash. So it's a double may. You may trash and you may return. So, all right. I know this was long. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I probably am pretty spotty on making videos for Digimon or Pokemon. Please rate and subscribe. I'll make Digimon content probably a little bit more often now. I really enjoyed going to Nationals, had a lot of fun. Went with a lot of buddies of mine out of my local area. We had 10 people go. Out of those 10, 5 of us got better than 128. So my buddy Kevin got 2nd place at Nationals. I took 91st. Cooper took 50 something. Then David took, I think David took in the 70s, and then Peter took like 110, 109, somewhere around there. Kevin, of course, played Cross Arts. You guys saw that. I played Mastemon. Cooper and David both played Bug. Though Cooper was playing Blue Bug, and then David was playing Pure Green Bug, and then Peter was playing Cross Arts as well. So none of the players that played Black War Gray topped for us, but the 2 players who were playing Cross Hearts topped, and then I topped with 128. So that is it. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked this video. And just ask me any questions you want.